Alrighty. So what is good, y'all? Get the Purpose YouTube. I'm back with another video after taking a 2 month hiatus, which sadly at this point I'm sure it doesn't even surprise you. Like I make a video and I take a break. It's like, what is this kid doing? Like, when is a consistent upload schedule going to come through and have him post? But as you can tell by the title of this video, last time I pointed up, I'm pointing down this time. It's the truth about my academic journey, career here at UW. And yeah, I'm going to be honest and be transparent more than I usually am about this topic, because now I can be. Now I'm not ashamed of it per se. I'm not as scared to talk about it because stuff ended up working out and it's a story to tell. And that's why y'all are here, and that's why I'm here. So without further ado, I'm gonna just dive right in, and hopefully I can take this in one go. So starting from the start of me transitioning to college, getting accepted to UW, and then getting here, or even before that, my parents are immigrants. I'm a first generation college student, so I am the first person in my family to be attending college. Not only that, I'm the oldest in my family, and I'm the first to graduate from high school. I have two younger brothers. Y'all have probably seen them in some past videos if you've been watching them, and if you're new, well, I have two younger brothers. And yeah, so I came to UW as an undeclared major. I thought I was going to be doing mechanical engineering, but there was a misconception that I had, or a misunderstanding, that I thought that when you came to college and chose a major, or if you came in with a major, that's what you were going to be studying for the rest of college. Shortly figured that out, and I was like, I should have just tried and selected a major when I was playing and stuff like that. It was just a huge misunderstanding. But yeah, I came in with that mindset, but I thought that I wanted to do mechanical engineering. Freshman year, I was taking the prereqs and stuff like that, and sadly I didn't enjoy it. And I didn't really tell myself that until mid-sophomore year. So all of freshman year, I really didn't enjoy my classes. Academics were not the best, and my grades were not the best. My grades reflected how much I cared for the class, as in they were just not as good as everybody else's, or as good as they could be. I'm not saying that my grades were horrible, I still wanted to succeed, but I couldn't succeed to the best of my ability because I didn't enjoy the classes I was taking, or just the subjects and topics that were being taught, And sophomore year, I still came in with that mindset. The reason I was thinking mechanical engineering and stuff like that was because in my high school, I was involved in robotics, and STEM fields, especially in engineering, were pushed for a lot. And mechanical engineering was something that was pushed for me. And I was like, cool, I think I want to do this, or that's what I'm going to study, without really exploring my interests, without really taking a step back and saying, okay, what does this college have to offer when it comes to majors, minors, stuff like that. And yeah, I was very just hard-headed, and I was like, engineering, mechanical engineering. And it served to not help me out for the first year and a half of college, because freshman year, it was that I was just I want to do mechanical engineering, I'm a freshman, not much people asked me stuff because they were just oh, what do you want to study, or what are you in, type of thing, And I just say that I want to do mechanical engineering, I'm gonna try and apply. Then comes sophomore year, and halfway through, I kind of hit my breaking point where I was I don't want to study this, I'm not enjoying it, I'm not enjoying school as much as I should, which you won't enjoy all of your classes, of course, but it was just not the best. My grades were just not as good as they could be, and I just wasn't doing amazing. I was doing okay, but I knew that I could be doing better. I knew that, I just wasn't showing my full potential, and stuff like that, just doing the best that I could, and being confident and proud of the work that I was doing and stuff like that. So midway through sophomore year, I was that's not what I want to do. So now what's the move? What do I want to do? I had looked into other majors and stuff like that, and what really caught my attention was communication and informatics. And keep in mind, I'm still undeclared. So, yeah, I'm just going through, and now I'm taking informatics classes, and or not even informatics classes yet. I took CS, which was a prerequisite to apply into the major, and then also some communication class, and just like taking stuff that I needed to take to apply into these majors and apply into these specific two, because that's what I narrowed it down to. And came the end of my sophomore year, I was able to take one of the harder classes to get into, which was one of the last prereqs that I needed for informatics. And then I took summer quarter, took another CS class, and then a communication class. So now it's my junior year. I would say for sure the first year and a half of college, freshman year, half of sophomore year, was me studying or trying to study in an area that wasn't for me. I didn't like it, you know? And I wouldn't consider it a waste of time, because I grew a lot personally, and I was able to learn a lot, you know? I was able to learn valuable skills when it came to studying, and then some like math classes and like chemistry and some other classes that I took, but it wasn't used properly academically. You know, I was an undeclared major all throughout. My grades were not the best, and even all throughout my sophomore year, I was still an undeclared major. Then came junior year. I didn't apply sophomore year because I still needed a class to apply. You know, I had a prereq, so I was like, cool, I'll apply my junior year, but throughout junior year, I'm gonna take whatever info classes and communication classes I can take, so then I can apply at the end of my junior year, thinking that it was gonna be super easy, you know, like applying and stuff. Not that I'd get in, but I was hopeful, you know. So, boom, now it's junior year and I'm taking info classes, still communication classes here, or there are still some communication classes here and there, but I'm focused on info. But communication is my backup, you know? So now I would say winter quarter or the end of fall quarter of junior year comes around, and I apply into communication because I would be applying into info at the end of the year. So yeah, I was just like, I'm going to apply into my backup major, so that way I'm in it, and then if I don't get into info, I'll be in communication. Well, I got denied admissions to the communication major, and I had not realized that just UW in general is a very competitive school. But I didn't realize how competitive getting into a major was if you weren't in one and it was like a STEM one or a popular major, you know? And that was just, it hit me hard. I was just like, wow, you know, like I'm a little scared, like what's gonna happen? And yeah, so I didn't get into communication. That major is also now competitive. And these majors are competitive because they're capacity constrained. I put that in quotes because it's like some people make fun of that here at UW, and some people hate on that because it's just like, you know, you're either in and you get in, eventually get in, stuff like that, or you don't, you know, because there's limited space, limited professors, limited classes or class sizes and stuff like that, because stuff is limited. And that is like scary, you know, when you're a junior. Like I'm a junior, an undeclared major. And the reason I'm talking about this is because also a thing that happened with me was that I wasn't entirely honest with myself and especially other people. I would say like, oh, right now I'm studying communication, but I want to do informatics and stuff like that. But I didn't tell them that it was like, I'm scared I might not get into info. I didn't get into communication, you know? And it was just a pivotal point in time for me that I wasn't entirely honest with everybody about. And then from there, end of junior year. So junior year, I took all these info classes last year. Like I took all the info classes that I could take. I took other classes that would help me because I'm gonna get to it at the very end, but I was just taking classes that would benefit me in the career that I wanted to have. So I'm sorry if the camera angle changed, if I changed where I'm at in the frame, because apparently my phone storage got full as I was recording this. I didn't notice, and I kept on talking and finished the video thinking my phone was recording, but it cut me off. So yeah, I'm just continue where I left off, or where that clip left off. And it's the end of junior year, and that's when decisions are coming out. So end of junior year was just early June this year, and the decisions came out. I didn't get in, and I didn't get into informatics, and I was like, well, I'm gonna get in next cycle. It didn't go exactly like that, but it actually didn't hit me as hard as in like with me being sad. It triggered something in me that I didn't use that as like a bad thing. I used it as a good thing. That it's like, hey, I didn't get in, but now I really want to get in. So I'm going to try my best, do what I can this summer to get in this next time that I apply. So I took summer quarter, and I took part in some programs, or a program, and then in a competition to basically build up my skill set, to build up me being able to talk about this field of study, about informatics, in a way that I was like, hey, I've explored my interests, and I've even done stuff to know or to further show that this is me. Like, I want to do this. And yeah, November 6th came around, which was when the decisions were coming out. I had put in so much more effort this application, more than I did the last. I had countless people look at it, people that were both in info and in different majors and not even in the STEM field, you know, to read what I was saying and to make sure that I was getting my thoughts across and that I was presenting myself the best that I could. And thankfully, I got in. Like, I can now say I'm an informatics major. And the reason I wanted to do informatics or communication, regardless of like what major, I wanted to be a UX designer, and I will be one. Basically, my parents serving as a huge factor of like my motivation and the goals that I have, all the information that they're given, you know, that's hard to digest, that's hard to translate, even with it being in Spanish, just translating the information and making sense of it was what has motivated me to want to be a UX designer, to want to go into the tech field and make a difference in a small or big company wherever it is that I work, changing practices that overlook marginalized users and helping make design, not even design, technology for the better. And yeah, I got into informatics. But it was also like, regardless of me getting into informatics or not, I had a backup major. And a key thing that stuck with me, that I forgot who told me this, but it was that the degree doesn't define you, you make the degree, or the degree doesn't make you, you make the degree. That kind of killed the impact of that statement, but it really like stuck with me because it was like, I might not be studying info, I might not be doing communication, I'll be in this backup major, but my end goal is still the same. I still want to be a UX designer, this and that, you know? I'm still the same person, I still have this skill set. But I got in. And the reason I'm being completely honest and saying this and stuff is to show that it's just like, hard work can pay off. And that although I wasn't super confident in myself at the start, I'm more than confident now, regardless of I would have gone into info or not, of who I am and what I can do. Whether that be the career I go into, internships and stuff like that, whatever, you know? And I was also scared at the start of like my junior year that it's like, I might take a fifth year. And I am taking a fifth year. You know, I'm a senior right now, but I'm taking a fifth year to finish my graduation requirements and stuff like that. But I'm not ashamed of it anymore, you know? I kind of was at the start when I first was figuring stuff out, but I'm not. ashamed of it. Because I'm going to graduate from UW with an informatics degree. I'm going to graduate with a college degree that I can show my parents, show those who are coming up from my hometown, and serve as a role model and show that it's just like, I am Diego. I am graduating from the University of Washington, and I am going to be a UX designer. Serve as some sort of role model, inspire others if I can, And I'm also saying all this to tell y'all some words of inspiration or encouragement, That it's like, if you're at UW struggling to get into a major, it's okay. Stuff will work out, but don't give up. If you're trying to get into UW, this might happen, but it doesn't define who you are. And you will come out of this, or you will get into a major. If you're somebody at another college, I know that some colleges get put into a major, or you can just request to be in a major and you'll be in it. But it's to also explore your interests and don't be afraid to fail, because stuff will work out in the end in one way or another. But I am more than thankful to be given the opportunity to major in informatics, to learn what I can, to be the best UX designer that I can be. But that's basically it. Hopefully my story makes sense. Hopefully I can, encourage y'all, or encouraged y'all with my story. Hopefully this made some of y'all see me I guess get a better picture of who I am and stuff like that. Because it's just I had never been completely honest about this. And something that I had said before that I'll say again too, and when I thought the phone was recording but it wasn't, is that engage with me, feel free to DM me on Instagram, feel free to comment down below, hey Diego, I saw your video, this and that, oh, you've inspired me, or I've faced something similar, or whatever it may be, because I really do enjoy engaging with y'all. But that really is the whole story summed up and condensed from something that wasn't clear cut. My journey to a UX designer is not a straight line. It's more of a zigzag and anything but a straight line. But it's okay, because there is no one correct route to get to an end destination, whether that's me or you or anybody else. And with all that being said, I'm done, and now I'm just gonna hit y'all with the intro. But yeah, I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart that y'all watch this video or skim through it, or even just support the channel, because it's cool that people engage with my content, whether it be a couple people or a few hundred or whatever it is. Because regardless of oh, my subscriber count isn't climbing super high, or my views aren't super high, people still watch my content. And it's cool because I enjoy making it, But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And the fourth one that I say, the new one, whatever, it's starting to get old, but it's turn on the post notifications. Get notified when I post. And pull up, notification gang. But yeah, that is the video. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you on the next one, which I'm going to be making a video before the year ends. But happy holidays if you celebrate anything, and I'll see you all before the year ends. Bye.